A single bead of condensation traced its way down the curve of a crystal glass, dragging slowly across the polished obsidian surface of the central command table. It caught the dim ambient lighting, flickering faintly. Junior Aide Serena watched the droplet quiver. Around her, the most powerful political and military leaders of the 12 Allied systems sat in calm confidence, breathing the ease of certain victory. The air carried a sterile ozone scent mixed with artificial citrus from the atmospheric filters. The Galactic Council had delivered its final surrender demand to Earth exactly 4 standard units earlier. The terms were absolute: dismantle their orbital defenses completely and accept full annexation of their outer colonies. In return, the Council would remove the crushing sanctions that had deprived Earth of critical heavy metals. It was meant to be peaceful, clean, bloodless. All 12 Council votes had passed unanimously. Above Earth, a massive armada drawn from 3 systems loomed in orbit, casting vast shadows across continents. Humanity had no allies, no leverage left. The heavy chamber doors hissed open. Ashford entered. Listed as a civilian delegate, his uniform bore no insignia, no national colors. His steps were quiet, measured. His face was still, like frozen water. Serena monitored his vitals from across the room. No stress. Heart rate steady at 60. What happened next would be hidden for decades. Ashford took his seat at the far end of the long obsidian table. High Commander Kalen, his silver scales gleaming with confidence, leaned forward and began outlining the terms, timelines for integration, appointment of governors, and the Council's generous decision to allow humans control over their agricultural systems. Ashford didn't interrupt. He didn't argue. He didn't plead. Instead, he reached into his coat and placed a small wooden box on the table. It looked ancient, scarred, detailed with delicate metal inlays. Slowly, he turned a tiny brass key. A soft mechanical click echoed. Then the box began to play. A fragile melody spilled into the chamber. The notes were uneven, unpredictable, never repeating in a clear pattern. Light, delicate tones rang out, completely out of place beneath the towering ceilings and glowing tactical displays. Yet the tune continued, looping endlessly. Kalen stopped mid-sentence. Irritation spread across the Council. Sensors confirmed the sound was harmless, no hidden signal, no digital threat. Just a simple mechanism plucking metal teeth. Is this some symbol of surrender? Kalen asked coldly. Ashford calmly adjusted his cuffs, eyes fixed on the turning gears. Before we conclude, he said evenly, a logistical question. Will dietary accommodations be made at the post-war dinner? Humans don't process barium well. A few officers laughed. But Serena wasn't looking at them anymore. She was staring at the data. Earth's communications had just dropped to almost zero. Populations under siege didn't go silent, they panicked. They flooded networks with desperate messages, emergency signals, chaos. But this wasn't chaos. This was control. Total, disciplined silence. Serena flagged the anomaly to Commander Vale. He listened through his comms, then froze. The color drained from his shimmering scales, fading into a dull gray. Without a word, he removed his insignia and set it aside. He wasn't reacting, he was waiting. The melody from the box continued, filling the growing silence. Then the central display flickered. Earth vanished into static. When the image returned, the room went still. Behind the moon, space wasn't empty. It was boiling with energy. The blackout hadn't been surrender. It was cover. A perfect mask hiding the thermal surge of an unseen fleet preparing to strike. Panic erupted. Orders were shouted. Weapons called to readiness. Too late. The human fleet didn't arrive in formation, they appeared inside the perimeter. Directly among the Allied ships. Shields were useless. Distance meaningless. The massacre was instant. Precise. Ships were torn apart with surgical accuracy. Command decks, reactors, nothing else mattered. 400 warships fell in minutes. No resistance. No strategy. Just annihilation. Ashford remained still as chaos unfolded. Then he placed a file on the table. Every weakness. Every ship. Already known.